This is NDTV. And you're watching Ndtv-Hindu.
Karunanidhi announces his alliance partners PMK, VCK and the Muslim League join hands with DMK for the 2011 elections. Milk producers demand a hike in procurement, threaten to stop produce from the 7th of February if the government fails. Nitin Gadkari mocks the DMK of not doing enough to stop the killing of Indian fishermen. Sushma Swaraj to meet family of the victims.
Take your government and central government failed to give them a safety. Otherwise, give them a bulletproof jacket.
A Tamilian and his colleagues trapped in a car in Egypt for 48 hours narrate the horrific ordeal they went through. An Ndtv-Hindu exclusive.
In a week's time, we'll announce our alliance. So it will be an effective alliance where we'll definitely see to that people are benefited in the end, not us.
How can I bring peace? Watch the little ones on the Gandhian march to the Marina spreading the message of ahimsa. And watch the little ones as they do the Gandhian march on the Marina beach today, spreading the message of ahimsa. Well, the entire world has stopped short. Many nations have spent special aircrafts to either bring back their own people or for evacuation. All this because of one of the biggest ever crises in the troubled Egypt, and engulfed in the heart of the crisis are a group of Tamilians. And stuck inside a car for 48 hours, they watch in horror as other cars around them are all torched. In a while, you viewers will know firsthand what is happening on the streets of Egypt. Ndtv-Hindu has this ordeal this person narrates to his cousin back home in Chennai. Good evening everyone, I'm Divya, and before we get into the details, let's bring you the headlines now at 8. Special Air India flight to bring back 300 Indians living in Egypt and want to return home. Novak Djokovic lifts the Australian Open title, beating Andy Murray in straight sets.
This man is a champion on court and off. He won the Davis Cup.
SM Krishna condemns Indian students duped in an immigration racket in the US being radio tagged. In Davos speech, Chidambaram admits only 50% of the money contracted for roads is ever used for them. Pranab Mukherjee says he'll speak to Sharad Pawar to reinstate the India-England World Cup match at Eden Gardens. Well, it is now official, the DMK and the PMK that went through various twists and turns have done a full circle to stop at joining hands and going to the 2011 Assembly elections as partners. Chief Minister Karunanidhi, who is in Delhi to meet Prime Minister Manmohan Singh and UPA Chairperson Sonia Gandhi to discuss seat sharing, has announced that the PMK, VCK and Muslim League will be part of the DMK. During his meeting with the Congress leaders, Karunanidhi will identify the panel of TMK members who will contest for the seats and hold discussions on constituencies. Well, just yesterday, the CPIM had handed over a wish list to their ally in the state's main opposition, the AIADMK. And for more on this, my colleague Lokpriya now joins us live on the phone line. Well, Lokpriya, any details yet on the seat sharing talks?
Yes, Divya, this was the biggest announcement made by the Chief Minister, which is very significant when we actually see in the backdrop of the coming elections. What one can actually deduce as a common man is from this, that these events that are unfolding as of now is that it says that Karunanidhi is at a stage where he more particularly, the DMK is ready to do just about anything to keep the Congress happy, as it cannot risk losing the alliance of the ruling party at the center. Because we need to remember that the ghost of the 2G scam and the Raja saga that's still haunting the party and still keeps coming back to them. So in that sense, the DMK is at a crucial stage where it needs to keep Congress happy. And it's also in a stage where it needs to do some serious image makeover. And also if you look at the events also that happened for the past 2-3 days, Stalin, Deputy Chief Minister Stalin, going and meeting his elder brother all the way in Madurai for wishing him on his birthday, and Karunanidhi making a trip to Delhi on a Sunday. All these factors somehow show that DMK is taking these things extremely seriously. And also when you see that in the past 3 months, The AIDMK has been extremely active with Amma firing salvos at the DMK and conducting rallies across the entire state. So perhaps they're again sending a sign of trying to shake the confidence of the DMK. So all this put together has perturbed the ruling party at the state, and they are in a serious damage control mode. And but however, what is interesting to see is that what will be the outcome of this meeting that Karunanidhi is going to have. We need to remind our viewers that Karunanidhi has said that he will meet the party chief Sonia Gandhi and the Prime Minister Manmohan Singh today, and also that he will be attending the Chief Minister's conference that is to be held on Tuesday. So all this put together shows that the outcome of the meeting is going to be extremely interesting to watch. And also now Congress is in some kind of a high pedestal where it might bargain for more seats. And the CM has also said that he will be. So it will be interesting to see how it will be panned out. Though decision may not be arrived today, or even if it does, we cannot expect the details of the seat sharing to be made public. But nevertheless, a very, very significant move by the statesman Karunanidhi, and it will be interesting to see how things unfold in coming 2-3 days. Divya?
Right, Lokpriya, thanks very much indeed for joining us with all those details. Well, moving on to another big focus tonight, will you get your packet of milk starting next month? That's going to be a concern in many households across the state. The Milk Producers Association in Tamil Nadu have announced to go on a strike from the 7th of February in support of a higher price. The milk suppliers to the state-run milk company Avin are demanding up to 8 rupees more per litre. Currently, they supply at a price between rupees 15 to rupees 23 to the government. The milk suppliers also want workers in the milk societies who are mostly based in rural areas to be made permanent employees of Avin. This decision was reached at a meeting of the association in Trichy earlier today. And moving on to some more political news, well, the issue of the slain Indian fishermen is taking top priority in all political rallies and talks across the country. Pressure on the ruling government is mounting as the opposition has slammed them over the killings and demanded immediate action. After attacking the Congress yesterday and accusing it of outsourcing the DMK in the 2G scam, today the state BJP President Nitin Gadkari was very critical of the Congress and the DMK government for not taking enough or stringent action against those involved in the fishermen killings, and that the parties have failed to protect Indian fishermen. He also called the Foreign Secretary's talks in Sri Lanka on fishermen's issue an eyewash, and party leader Sushma Swaraj will be visiting families of Tamil Nadu fishermen who were killed allegedly by the Sri Lankan Navy recently. And on a lighter note, mocking the DMK schemes, the BJP stopman said that the DMK should give free bulletproof jackets to fishermen like their free colour TV scheme.
I just talk in a sarcastic language. The Karunanidhi want to distribute the TV. Now this time he can distribute their, I listen, if there is a big budget for the election, let us at least give them the bulletproof jackets, because you cannot take your government and central government is failed to give them a safety. So otherwise give them the bulletproof jackets.
And on the coming polls, the BJP president said that this time they will definitely make an entry into Tamil Nadu Assembly after the elections.
With our efforts, I am expecting a good vote percentage in Tamil Nadu, and definitely in this election there will be an entry for BJP in the assembly.
And actor-politician Sharath Kumar is echoing the voices of the opposition to unseat the ruling DMK. Sharath Kumar, a former Rajya Sabha MP of the DMK, floated his own political party, All India Samatwa Makkal Katchi, 3 years ago, and now he is all set to campaign against the DMK ahead of the assembly elections. He will also announce his alliance plan in a week's time. Sharath Kumar, who has vowed to bring back the Kamarajar rule in Tamil Nadu, says he will campaign to bring about a change in the Tamil Nadu administration. Sharath Kumar called it quits with the DMK before the 2006 assembly elections, owing to differences with Karunanidhi's family members. The actor, who is currently acting in many Tamil and Malayalam movies, added that he will complete his movie projects by the end of March and is to start campaigning from the first week of April.
We already made statements against the ruling party. We are very clear in what we are telling the people, and what we really want to to change in Tamil Nadu is the administration, and the governance should be very clearly understood by the people, and who is going to give a better government has to also be understood by the people. So we will work towards that. In a week's time we'll announce our alliance. So it will be an effective alliance where we'll definitely see to that people are benefited in the end, not us.
Well, Tamilians stuck in Egypt, trapped in a car for 48 hours, they struggle to go through to a safe place from the violent streets. Watch our exclusive when we come back in just a bit.